Well, the design of the chairs was actually really interesting and fun. Actually, when I was in undergraduate school, my thesis work was, did you see that chair? So all my paintings were about chairs. And so I had applied for Art and Public Spaces grant. And so this was my first stab at applying for something like that. And I was all over the board. And so there were like all these possibilities of what I could do. So I was exploring them. And then I thought, well, what fun it would be to have these, because I had been working with the coral at that point. I had these shapes all over and I was cutting them apart and I was, like connecting them together with ideas of maybe creating a big metal piece, with the coral kind of surrounding, just coming together like hands and hands, like, coming together as a group, right? And so it was just really kind of natural to take these shapes, to print them out, to cut them up, and to experiment with folding them together and making a functional piece of furniture out of it. And so, and then, what I did is, I wanted to use my own imagery of my larger paintings. So, so the first step is after this, I went in and I was invited to present my proposal, and I didn't get it because I was all over the board, but that inspired me to kind of experiment with these chairs and push it further. So I found it was more of affordability, of getting somebody who could do it for me, from my design, and where I could afford to do it. I couldn't afford to do it, but I still did it anyway. So the first 3 chairs were the set of the one that you saw in there, which was a larger one that was very different than the other 3. So there were 2 different designs. So that one I had a woodworker. It actually cost me like $1,300 to get each piece created. So it was like $3,900 to create that set of chairs. But I just felt like I needed it, and so then I, after I created those, I felt like, well, maybe I could try to find a way to create something that's a little bit more affordable. So then I found prefab bases and had another different woodworker cut it out on CNC and put it together. And it still was pretty costly. I think I created 4 of them for $2,500. So I think my idea was that maybe my fun idea was maybe I could get out there and sell them and market it, sell the design. And that kind of then, COVID happened. So that kind of halted everything. So then I kind of was working, extending on other things and had to ask myself the question, am I a chair maker or am I not? If I could create them myself, maybe, I applied for different artist residencies where possibly I could experiment with creating them out of clay, ceramics, and making them that way. Or if I had that skill, but I'm not a good worker. So, so I'd like to do more of them, but I would like to be able to do it where I'm working with a company who could fabricate them, and I could work hand in hand with them. I worked in advertising. I've had a lot of different jobs in my life. I'm an older artist, so I've done a lot of different things. And so I worked in advertising, so I kind of understand what it would be like to work with other disciplines, to work with other people. And to me, it's kind of fun. So that gave me an opportunity again to just come out of my world of just being a studio artist, being able to do something different, extending it and opening up to other possibilities. So it was fun.